Hey guys, Kev here. And I got an unboxing to do for you. This one's cool. I'm 90% sure this is coming from Redbeard over on Instagram. Good dude. Been chatting with him a lot lately. And we have a very similar taste in knives. And he had a couple things he wanted me to check out. So let's check them out. We'll open them up with the Devo MASH V1 prototype. And I believe this is the Midnight and a Craig Brown Knives servo, I believe it is. Might be the other one. Can't remember. Now, I don't remember the name. I think it's Triiaxis who makes the Midnight. I actually talked to that guy a little bit. I originally reached out because I saw the design, and I was like, hey, dude, I'd love to check one of these out. I see you have one on the website. Would you loan it out, right? And, hold on. Let's get this out of here so we don't have labels and shit. Man, he put another label in here. I'm just trying to be careful. I don't want to give up anybody's address. I talked to the guy, and he was like, well, I really want to sell that one, right? Because he'd only made like 8 at that point, right? And I was like, okay, well, and then he said, I'll send you a set of tweezers. He makes these titanium tweezers. And, Jesus, okay. You're messing with me, Redbeard. Messing with me, bro. And, he's like, yeah, I'll send you these, whatever. Never sent them. And then I reached back out like a couple months later. I was like, hey, dude, just figured I'd reach out about the tweezer thing or whatever, because they sounded kind of cool. He kind of sold me on them. And he's like, yeah, and then he just never sent them again. So I haven't had much luck talking to this guy or anything about this knife, but it looks cool. So I'm hoping it's good. And yeah, so first, let's check out this knife. This is a Craig Brown knife. I believe it's called the Servo. And yeah, wow. It's a lot smaller than I anticipate, but all his knives are, I guess. Dead nut centered, of course. Craig Brown is a beast. Absolutely love his work. One of my favorite knives right now is, of course, my FSD. Same designer. Maker, I should say. He makes these in-house. Just really cool stuff. Huh. Okay. Well, okay. Craig Brown action. Interesting flipper tab. I'm not sure what to do with it. Is it a top flipper? But what about left-handed? Because it kind of, well, no, it shouldn't make a difference. Okay. You don't have a clip left-handed to grab, but, you know, you can flick it out like that. It does not reverse or anything. It's a stonewash blade. No play of any sort. Let me just double check. Is it the Servo? Exponent. Sorry. It's the Exponent in CPM 154. And titanium. All right, so I will say right off the bat, this jimping to me is not good enough. You know, if you do that rollback move, just, you know, thumb it back, it's pretty good. But I'm having issues, you know, getting grip on it. There is, whoa, there's just no detent? What? Feels like a detent, though. How is that possible that you have 0 detent? Right? You have 0 detent, yet I can't even flip it easily. That is the strangest thing ever. I've never felt that before. I will say it also has some lock stick. It's not like bad, but I don't know if it just needs to be cleaned off. We can do that real quick. Now, I don't know how old this model is. I don't know anything. But right off the bat, I can tell you I like the FSD way better. Let's see if this helps at all. Put some alcohol in there. Flip it open if I can. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. Now I get it. That detent is very interesting to me. because it feels non-existent, right? But at the same time, every time I do get a flick off or a flip off, it flies out of there. Look at the milling on the blade too. It drops into this crazy blade grind. I don't think it's a hollow. I think it's just this crazy milling. Look at that plunge grind. Holy shit. The drop action is insane. I think, let's see if we got rid of it. Yeah, we got rid of most of it there. Probably just needs a cleaning, but left-handed, probably nope. Clip. See how it just has zero? I don't know if you can tell, but it's like barely have to do anything. But I can't flick it lefty, you know, without being on that clip I get. But right-handed, I mean, you have that perfect plunge grind to put your finger on and whew, flies out of there. So I can see why Redbeard likes this as a righty, because you're just doing this all day, right? Is it weak? Yeah, see, it just feels stronger for some reason. But I don't know. This is a baffling knife to me. So anyway, that's the Exponent. I do like it. I would never buy one because of the whole right-handed thing. It's just too right-handed. But it does work pretty well with that. You know. Anyway, that's the Exponent. Let's check out the Midnight. This is what I'm here for, really. No offense. Triiaxis. Okay. Comes in a box, in a box, in a box. Got it. Triiaxis Midnight, number 16. 20 CV, blasted stonewash, blurple, Musgrave, 440C hardware with matte finish, June 1st completed, 20 CV. If you guys ever want to see a badass review, check out Redbeard's review on this. He actually did a video. I don't know if he posted it up like for everybody, but hopefully he did. If I can find it, I will link it down below just to embarrass him. It's great. He actually does a great job reviewing, and he basically just says he wants it to be a Rosie. I'm just kidding. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard of this knife before. I've seen it on Instagram, like I said, and I reached out to the dude, and I just, I couldn't get anywhere. But I also didn't offer to buy one, which probably would have, been the easy way to get one. But check out this amazing milling pattern on the scales. That is beautiful. To me, it looks like a puzzle piece pattern. Really, really good looking, in my opinion. That pivot is very interesting, very flush. I mean, I'm digging. Yeah, it sticks out a little bit, but come on. I don't know how much this is. I would venture to guess $700-800, something like that. You have this hole in the backspacer. Is that a lanyard hole? Why is it? What? I don't know why that's there. Interesting. Oh, it does go down in there, so you could use it as a lanyard hole, but then why is this lanyard hole here? Huh, interesting. The clip. Now, what Redbeard was telling me, yeah, it sits off the frame. So I would venture to guess it's super, not tappy. Well, he made it sit off enough that it's not tappy. But I would venture to guess in pocket it would just slide around all over the place, right? Gorgeous looking knife, though. Always thought it looked great. You have a... Ooh, is that a hollow? It might be a flat grind, but whatever it is, it's really nice. I like it. It's sharp, 20 CV. You have this really nice choil neutral. Let's back out a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Feels pretty good. It actually feels good back here. And it feels good up here. It does feel... I don't know how to explain it. It is thin as hell. I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's thin as hell. So, ergonomically, when they're that thin, it can sometimes be hit or miss. It does feel good, but you have this kind of really thin swedge thing going on up here, and that combined with it being thin, it's just, I wouldn't want to spend all day with this, cutting something. Now, this is a EDC knife, and I honestly never do that anyway, so it wouldn't bother me, you know what I mean? You do have a sheep's footy type blade. I will say, this looks to me a lot like a whippersnapper from Olamic. It's got like whippersnapper vibes, but different. It's got a wider handle, which I kind of like, because that was one of the things I didn't like about the whippersnapper. And that's more of a curved knife. I'm not saying he copied the whippersnapper. I'm saying it kind of looks like it, blade shape wise and stuff. Super bulbous blade. It's a very interesting knife. Now, for me personally, pinch grip, sheep's foot blade, I want to cut stuff, right? Bang, right into the tip, shebang, right? I like it. I do get this in the palm a little bit, you know, in the wrist. You know, I want to be able to get down to that tip a lot easier, and it feels like I'm kind of getting up here to do it, even though it's like almost meant to be a low down tip, you know. But hey, what are you gonna do? It's super thin, man. Jesus, look at that. One thing Redbeard was talking about was how close it is to the other side. And it's just because of how thin it is. That wouldn't have bugged me at all. Does have an insert. See an insert. I'm guessing I can't take this apart, so I'm not going to. I do believe Redbeard said he tuned the detent. It's a little, you get a little bit of sharpness there, but not much. Let's size comparison this bitch to a Grimsmo Rask. Because it's got Grimsmo vibes, guys. It really does. Wow, it's a lot smaller. Huh. Let's grab the Rosie. Yeah, it's about the same size as the Rosie. Just has some more ass end. Basically, from the end of that lanyard hole on is extra, kind of. Budgety stuff. You guys want to see it with some budgety stuff? Oh, thickness wise, let's see. Holy shit, yeah, it is as thin. It's thinner than a goddamn Rask. The Rask is thin, guys. It's thinner than that. So let's see compared to the Asher Spiro, which is thin. Yeah, it's a little bit thinner than the Spiro. And it's going to be a little bit smaller too, I bet. Yep, just a little bit smaller in the blade, not the handle. So we do have a little bit of a blade to handle thing going on here. You don't get that much blade for your handle, but, you know, it's kind of preference, I guess. Does it bug you? All right, so let's talk about the action. So, left-handed, the way the detent is, I can still fire it. You don't really have to be on the clip, you know? You can be on the lock bar. And I think Redbeard, again, he said he tuned it, so he made it a little bit stronger. So I think maybe stock, this would work really well left-handed, because you'd put a little bit of pressure down and you'd be gunning it out, right? So actually, I think this might be a good lefty knife, because the detent feels good right-handed. But even with him making it stronger himself, it still feels like it could be a little bit stronger for me personally. I don't love the hole. So aesthetically closed, I don't like this. The blade dips right here. And that's one of the things that bugs me on my own knife and why we're doing a V2 prototype. This handle needs to get chopped off, because you see that it goes to the tip here, and then you got all this handle left over. Look where the tip is. You could chop off a ton of that, right? And it's the same thing here. The tip ends right there. So you have all of that left over. Now, of course, it's a sheep's foot. It has to come down and all that good stuff. But I feel like he could definitely chop some on. Or just make it long. I don't know. It just looks weird that it does that, right? Whatever. You know, that's a personal thing again. It's light as fuck. Like, it's super light. But yeah, what was I saying? I don't love the hole placement. Like, I kind of want the hole to be down here. Like, my natural position would be right there. You know, like, pick it up and flick it. Pick it up and flick it. Boom. Where am I? Where am I? Right there. That's where I'm at. And it kind of makes you go up, which I think helps with the detent, because you're flicking up you know, and you're making that detent stronger. You're closer to the pivot. And that's another thing that I don't love is the axis. So the hole is here, and it goes up, and it locks right here, right? So that hole travels from here to there. And I prefer to have something that travels a little bit. So like if the hole were here, it would, example, on our design, and even this is higher than I like, but on this knife it seems to fit. You get a little more travel on the hole, I'd say, right? So you start here, travels up, and around, and then it locks up, right? Or you take the rosy here. You have the hole here. It travels up, and around. And when you flick it, you get that, like, satisfying feeling that it's going all the way around. It's not like a super short travel, if that makes sense. This is a lot shorter. Now, I will say, when I get a good flick like that left-handed, it's very satisfying. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but I personally feel like my finger wants to be lower. If I could flick from down here, I feel like it'd be perfect. And if you brought it down, you could move the handle. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I'm reviewing the knife as is, not how I would change all this shit. I love how thin it is. It's comfortable in hand. It's a cool-ass knife. I gotta say, this is a cool-ass knife. I'm really glad he sent it to me because I was tempted to buy one just so I could finally try one, right? And I think personally, it's not like an epiphany moment, like I gotta get one type of thing. But I could see this getting very popular. Yeah. It's kind of like a Rosie and a Grimsmo got together and had a baby or something. I don't know. Throw a whippersnapper in there. The action's incredible, man. The dropping action. I mean, this is all CNC stuff. The guy does it, you know, at his shop and all that good stuff. You know, you got milling to the gills in there, which is nice. It's got to be thin-ass titanium. I mean, it weighs nothing. It's milled out like crazy. Yeah, he's definitely got a badass knife here. Cool design. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm going to carry it, and I'll do a full review on it. Looks like he uses it a bit, so I don't have to worry about it. It's all stonewashed and shit, so I feel like I can carry it and maybe cut a little bit with it. It's got an over travel, which is good. The milling pattern is gorgeous. That's honestly the coolest thing on this knife so far is that milling pattern, and then just looking inside. Like if you look inside at that milling and just how, I mean, look at how thin he's got this knife. You know, and you still got early lockup. It's not like late or anything. It's just so thin. Yeah, this is a cool knife. Cool execution of a knife, I'd say. I just want a little more snap, is I guess what I'm trying to say. You know, hole placement, whatever. It doesn't really matter where it is. To me, it matters how the blade, how the action snaps, right? I want it to snap. And I feel like something would help with that, right? Whether it's lowering that, strengthening the detent, whatever it is. Because you can see left-handed, when she fires, she fires. If that's how it was right-handed, I think it would be a home run. But, like, you can tell I'm just, you know, I'm putting pressure on the lock bar. That's why it's getting stronger and snapping like that. But it's cool because it works really well left-handed. So I'm going to enjoy carrying this. And I'll give you a more detailed review probably at some point. Yeah. Yeah, the more I'm handling it, the more I like this knife. So there you go. That's the Triiaxis, right? Triiaxis Midnight. Very new company. I mean, he's made like 20 of these or something like that. And then you have the Craig Brown Exponent as well. Definitely digging this one more than this one. I love Craig Brown. This one just doesn't speak to me. That flipper tab just, I don't know, I'm a sweaty guy. What can I say? It just doesn't lend itself towards that. This knife, the action is crazy good, though. Closing action is crazy. Now, I don't know what would happen if he strengthened the detent, though, right? How's the centering in there? Centering's dead nuts. Yeah, I mean, there was a point probably where Oz Machine Company was making these, and you could get one and do whatever, build it however you wanted and all that stuff. And now, look at them, right? So, if you like this design, I would go hit this guy up, and I would fucking get one now to your specification while he's not, killing it and having to do lottos and you can't get one, right? Because I do see that happening here. The more I handle this, the more I freaking love it, to be honest. Yeah, I might even get one. If it feels like this, man, I'm just afraid that the one I would get, I wouldn't be able to flick, right? Because if that happened where I had to be off the lock bar, it would be useless, because like the clip and then you're trying to get up to the hole. But it works on this one. I can just be right on the lock bar. It's kind of like the Nimble where it just works. Yeah. So, yeah. Really cool knife. I like it a lot. That's the Midnight, guys. Check it out. Go check him out on Instagram. I'll link him down below. And, of course, you guys know Craig Brown. I'll link him as well. That crazy smooth, just non-existent, friction action is just, oof, man, it's crazy. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And, yeah, I love you guys. Thank you to Redbeard. Really appreciate you sending these my way, dude. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.